Wands Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about somebody who is furious. They are losing their temper, and I feel like they do so in a particularly public place or in front of somebody that they really need to impress. And the way that they lose their temper with the King of Wands being in the reverse, it's like the worst place they could possibly lose their temper. So if they're trying to convince everybody that you're the drama or you're the problem, but they lose their temper at the drop of a hat, then all of a sudden now it's like their mask or the illusion that they've been trying to keep, or the side of themselves that they know people wouldn't approve of, that they've been trying to hide. Now people are judging it. And I feel like with this Ace of Pentacles, it's like there was this opportunity for the illusion to finally be cleared up and everyone to see this person for who they really are. And their outburst or the anger they feel for you is what finally boils over and everybody sees them for who they really are. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. And I hope you're having a good day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. And if you're looking for additional content, I also offer 3 different tiers of membership that you can find in the description box. I do have some new content to post for the members today, some videos that I just recorded. Hello, Bitchy Tata, how are you doing? But let's dive in and see what else we've got for you today. We're going to start with the Pause Tarot. What else do we have? Hello, Oz. How are you doing? Justice and the Emperor. Knight of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, so this is someone who felt like they had the win in the bag, right? They felt like they were going to get what they wanted. They felt like they had been able to convince people that, ooh, I just put that out. Hold on a second. Convince people that they had the winning argument. But instead, what they do is they get a little bit overly pushy, or they get unreasonable in front of too many people to really be able to justify it. So this exposes somebody for being unreasonable with you or lying about what you did to provoke the situation or provoke them. Hello, Crybaby. Hello, Jose. How are you doing? Hello, Anthony. How are you doing? Hello, Dr. Meow. How are you? Oh, we've got the King of Wands. Definitely a lot of fire energy, so you could be dealing with someone who is a Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo. But this is somebody that I feel like you have had to, I want to say, recover from. You know, dealing with this person is not easy. They're very demanding. Everything seems to set them off. They like to argue, and they, quite frankly, I feel like they rub it in when they win, or they make it seem like you're never going to best them, that kind of thing. A little bit of ego, right? Hey, Roma Bedlam, how are you doing? Thank you, everyone, for liking the video. Hello. Is it Q or G? Kriya? I hope I didn't mess that up. Hello, Philippe. How are you doing? You first. What are you? We've got the 6 of Cups in the reverse. And the Queen of Cups. Yeah, I think we have someone trying to make it seem as though past decisions or current decisions make it seem like somebody has had little to no development or personal growth, when I do feel like this Queen of Cups has grown up. So this could be a very controlling parent. This could be a controlling ex. This could be a boss who's unreasonable, but there is validating evidence or something that makes it clear that this Queen of Cups was being honest, and this Emperor energy is out of their minds, not being truthful, purposefully being evasive. So the truth is on the side of the Queen of Cups. And with the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, I do feel like there was something here that is, how do I say this? It's like initially it doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but then it is like almost a nail in the coffin, because when it comes down to a specific detail, it's like the whole cornerstone of this person's argument. Especially if this is like something where you're trying to figure out like child custody or splitting up a business between two owners. I do feel like there is some issue here in terms of having to prove causation or who did what or who was responsible for what. Hello, is it Grace? I'm Pisces. How has it been a Scorpio? Hello, Steven. How are you doing? I can't read that. What does it say? Is it X? Oh, this is just some tarot reading. It's a collective reading. How are you doing? Is it Ergushi? We've got King of Pentacles in the reverse, with the Knight of Wands in the reverse, Ace of Swords in the reverse in the world. Ace of Swords in the reverse is the truth that is exposed. It's in the reverse because it was a lie. Somebody was trying to cover it up. Then they lose their temper. Now all of a sudden this Queen of Cups is able to say, I told you so. Like, I was trying to explain that this person was lying about their money, or was lying about, you know, their stability, or maybe their take home. Maybe they're trying to get out of paying alimony, or what's it called? Child support. There's something here where someone is no longer able to try to lie, no longer able to try to make somebody else out to be the problem. So this Queen of Cups, they're able to demonstrate that they have been honest, that they have this ability to take care of someone, or this ability to handle the responsibility, or that they did right by what was expected of them. So whatever they've been trying to prove that the Emperor thought that they could kind of destroy, or the King of Wands in the reverse felt that they could kind of lie and not let them control the narrative, they've been exposed. They look kind of foolish because they lost their temper. And I don't know, it's it feels to me like they are looking for solitude at this point because they did not expect to lose. They expected a win, you know? Hello, how's it going, Silent? From England, that's too cool. Hello, Webkin. Hello, Jaden. What's up, Gia? We've got a 10 of Pentacles. And 3 of Cups in the reverse. This is about a lot of money or a family issue. And I feel like there is a lot of backstabbing energy or lack of trust that complicated this matter a lot, right? Because we could have, if this is like a divorce situation, we might have people from both sides, right? Both families that are offering up evidence, or, you know, hey, I'm a witness, here's what happened with this situation. So I feel like there was a lot to like get through to figure out who was trying to hide the truth and who is actually being honest about the situation. Hello, Akshay, how are you doing? Hello, Aya, what's going on? Hello, Don. That's awesome. What else do we have? Temperance. And the Queen of Swords in the reverse. Yeah. I feel there's confirmation of what somebody else said. It could be like I was a witness and my story is better because someone else backs it up. Someone else was there. There is something else with this Temperance card. There's two sources. There's two things that when you're able to compare them against each other and what everybody said, you figure out who the liar is. And that would be the King of Wands. Oh, thank you, Aya. Hello, Ray. Hello, Clax. Hello, John. May God bless you and change you too. Hello, Chris. I think that's probably a misunderstanding, but I hope you find the channel that makes sense for you. All right, let's move to an oracle deck. How about the Golden Lenormand? Hello, Katya, or Katyani, how are you doing? What else do we have? We've got number 13, which is the girl. Number 10, the scythe, and number 7, the snake. So this could be something that happened in someone's childhood. This could be something that, ooh. For some of you, this is a younger individual, maybe like a teenager, that maybe accuses a parent of cheating or claims that somebody was late or claims that somebody was able to, like, I don't know, instigate an argument. You're ridiculous. Yeah, adios. This is like that lie that our King of Wands in the reverse told. It's no longer able to be believed by anyone, or it's been proven false, even though they felt like they could establish that they had like a higher, I don't know, status, or they were more believable. It was a he said, she said, and I feel like because of the power dynamic difference or an age difference, there's like a need for a second source, a need for someone to back up what this person said. And then all of a sudden we have other people coming forward with this mice card. I do feel like there are other people that confirm what happened. This is the Kipper. Hello, Sydney. How are you doing? How was Brazil? Hello. How's it going, Renee? Renee, would you like a mallet? I think you know what I mean, right? Oh, I can't read that. Hello, Herman. How's it going? Ooh, adjudication. I think that means we've got some justice. We did, after all, pull the justice card at the very beginning. Renee, would you like to be a moderator? We've got official person and adjudication. This is definitely someone making a decision, saying, okay, King of Wands, looks like you were lying. Now we've got, you know, a couple of threads of evidence, a couple of examples, or a couple of different witnesses, right? Hello, Dustin. How are you doing? I think that's slightly different. I used to have a friend named Jamila, and way back in high school, and she was amazing, but I think your name is Jamila. So, hello. So is it Kalyani or Katyani? I think it's Kalyani. If we get to 80 likes, or if we get past $10 in tips, I will answer some personal questions at the end of the reading. Otherwise, I feel like for those of you that would want like a longer reading, you'd probably want to actually email me. I do offer personal readings for those that have a little bit more specific questions. This is definitely evidence that's been pretty clear to back up this Queen of Cups and this Emperor, King of Wands in the reverse, loses their temper, can't really calm down as quickly as they know they should, because they were pretty convinced they were going to be able to curry the favor of whoever was making this decision, or make it seem like they never dealt with this person, or this Queen of Cups didn't know what they were talking about, especially if this was someone who was younger, you know, trying to discredit them. Oh, they hang out with the wrong crowd, or, you know, they're just trying to get like Instagram famous or something. Hey, Zhao, how are you doing? I hope you're having a good day. Hello, Goddess of the Sea. How are you doing? So we've got concern because this has not gone the way that the Emperor thought it would. Now we've got somebody who's freaking out that they're going to have to come up with a different plan, or that they're going to end up having to deal with someone they didn't want to deal with. We've got the Thief in the reverse. This feels to me like they were trying to make someone else look bad so that they did not look bad. And they have failed to do that. This is the Energy Oracle. Hello, Mos NY. How are you doing? Hello, Rahul. We've got third chakra, Archangel Shamuel, and door to romance. Yeah, I mean, we had marriage in the reverse. That really does feel like we've got people who have been in a relationship and may have assets that they need to split or divide. You know, there was love there at one point. That heart is in a cage, though. I do feel like we have somebody who is getting protection because they have had the right intentions, or because they are telling the truth. Because this King of Wands in the reverse was clearly trying to be dishonest about what money they have. Deceit. Or be dishonest about the behavior of the person they were dealing with, maybe because there's a prenup here. Hello, Simple Life. How are you doing? Or sorry, hello. We've got all tied up. With this other person's story, because remember Temperance, we had two things being combined. With this second person's story, or in some cases it might be other people joining, right? Possibly from family. We have greater clarity around who was actually doing what, or who was saying what. And I feel like it clears up whatever this Emperor was lying about. It likely has to do with money. Or something is proven because somebody's credit card was used where it maybe shouldn't have been. This is the Rider-Waite. No? I don't put that energy out there like that. That's weird. You can guess, but I'm not going to tell you, Dustin. Didn't anybody ever tell you that to do that? We've got the Eight of Wands in the reverse. 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, and Strength in the reverse. Honestly, this looks to me like someone gave in to temptation. So this could be I don't want anyone to know that I cheated on my partner because there's a prenup and that could impact my finances, right? Because we got the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. Queen of Pentacles in the reverse could also be a reference to somebody who's being disloyal. And Strength in the reverse could indicate a temptation, right? Giving into something that I know I probably shouldn't, but I did anyways. Oops. But the Eight of Wands being in the reverse suggests somebody was like trying to keep this hush hush. I'm not going to admit to it. So it's like deny, deny, deny. No one will ever find out about it if I don't admit to it, was their general approach. And it failed. People found out. Or somebody spoke up, right? Ooh, do I know how to say that appropriately? Is it Kieran? Hello, Joshua. How are you doing? It's spelled A-U-R-A. Don't mind me. I'm horrible with that type of thing. Five of Swords. Six of Swords in the reverse. Eight of Pentacles. Nine of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, I'm going to try to make someone else look bad. Five of Swords is about sabotaging someone, right? He's looking over here like, haha, I messed you up. What's up? Because if you're the problem, then I can get away, right? It's like you're being chased by Tyrannosaurus Rex and your friend trips you, because if they get away, then the dinosaur gets you, right? That'll work out. This is somebody who had some sort of false belief or maybe even a little bit of arrogance, feeling like they could lie about a situation, make another person look like the problem, and then everything would work out just fine. The problem is that there are other people involved. I feel like there's a good lawyer here or an investigator, and this ended up clarifying the situation. Here's somebody else who saw this or who heard this or had a similar experience. How can you explain this? It kind of looks like you lied. Just curious. Yeah, was it a lie? Awesome. I really try hard to do that because, so my name's Carmen and I've gotten Cameron a lot in my life. So when people actually say my name right, it means a lot to me. So I feel like it's the least I can do to other people, right? Hello, Allie. How are you doing? Hello, John. If we get to 80 likes or over $10 in the tips, then I will do USD. Then I will do personal readings at the end. This is a general collective reading, although it could be a little bit more specific. It does kind of feel like this is about a divorce or like dissolution of maybe a business. We've got something about a person coming back around, someone that may have been from a long time ago that our Emperor or King of Wands in the reverse didn't feel like would be involved. And this is somebody who says, hey, guess what? Yeah, this is somebody who's the problem, and they like to say that everyone else is the problem. So this is someone who has not had to deal with the Emperor for a long time, but knows that they have a tendency to lie or try to control the narrative, and it undermines or weakens the Emperor's position. Makes it seem quite likely that they've been lying all the time, basically kills their case, right? Makes it clear that they've been dishonest. All right, this is the Path of Shadows. Let's see what else we've got here. Hello, Amaz, how are you? Hey, Luminati, what's going on? Hey, Victoria. We've got Crystal Ball, intuition, clairvoyance, and focus. I feel like this is an investigative energy. This could be a lawyer, it could be a detective, it could be somebody who is just trying to make sure they had all of the documents they needed for this court situation, right? And then we've got the Ghoul. In the shadows I dwell, feeding on what I can find. or feeding on what I cannot. You guys, I'm sorry, it's like too dark in here. Feeding on what I can, not remember when was the last time that life tasted well. That's a little depressing. So basically we have a little bit of a hateful person here, and I do feel like they've been trying to make things more difficult for you, not just because it might result in things being better for them, but because they're also just kind of a meanie. A meanie pants. You can tell them I said it. I know, I know. I'm sorry for swearing, you guys. Just kidding. But this is genuinely something that I think is important to point out. It's not just because it's convenient to throw you under the bus or to try to, you know, make this Queen of Cups sound like they're lying because it protects them. It's also because they just kind of like making trouble for other people. So we do have the Mummy. Between the ancient past and the modern world, is there any place where I belong? This is someone who lives with an outdated perception of the world and does not want to accept like differences, right? If this is how I think the world should be and you don't agree with me, then we're just not going to have like anything to talk about, or I don't respect you. As magic unfolds, a risk as high will arise. Wishes will be granted, but beware the design. So I think we have some arrogance or like overconfidence from the Emperor or the King of Wands in the reverse, because they felt like they had an in. Maybe they felt like their connections in the city or the state or whatever would facilitate a little bit of a bias towards their preference, right? Maybe there's something here that they felt like with confidence they had been able to bury, or nobody would ever be able to find this out, or this person was promised a secrecy, or, you know, we paid this person off. However crazy it gets, they felt like they had a reason to believe that this lie would be believed and no one would really be able to figure out what really happened. This is the situations deck. Hey Darnell, how are you doing? Oh, I know. R.I.P. to Ozzy. That is a really big bummer. Might have to have a little musical journey tonight. I hope you're doing all right, Erwin. Yeah, so we've got anger. The first card was that King of Wands in the reverse. That's somebody who's absolutely lost their temper. They feel like their pursuit of this being on their own, being independent, letting go of a contract, or, you know, breaking up with somebody is going to make things easier, but they expected things to happen a certain way and they're not happening that way. And I do feel like there is a meeting that they've been trying to hide. Maybe it's, I didn't want you to know that I signed a new business deal and I actually owe you a bunch more money than I want to be honest about. Maybe it's, I met with somebody in a romantic or like a physical intimacy type situation, and that would have caused problems in terms of a prenup, but they are not able to keep this meeting or this situation quiet, and that's what makes them so angry. Financial support. I told you. Yeah, this is a decision being made, probably in a courtroom, and it could have to do with financial support or alimony, and somebody is real upset because they feel like they did not get their way and they want to get revenge, or they wanted things to be like more difficult for you because they're petty. Let's see. This is the Gypsy Oracle. Hello, Joseph. How are you doing? What else do we have? Hope. Gift in the reverse. Constancy in the reverse. Yeah, see, I think we have somebody who is denying an asset that they have or not wanting to come clean about money that they spent or money that they earned. It's like, no, 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 everything's fine. You're gonna get, you know, whatever you're supposed to get, but they're lying because they're trying to make it more favorable for them. They want it to sound like, well, they want to pay less or they want to earn more, whatever makes them win, right? So we've got priest here. I do feel this is somebody who has some level of power or feels like they have a reputation that should in some way like bias things in their favor. But they're not able to avoid some change in perception because their story is proven false. There's like no way around it. They can't, like they changed what they said or there's something that directly conflicts with what they say. This is the Morgan Greer. Hello, Natasha. I hope you're having a good day. You better watch your tone, Joshua. Just saying. I know I don't shuffle like other people, and that's what I like about it. We've got Death in the reverse. That's so wild because I've just pulled two other ones in the last two. Three of Pentacles in the reverse and the Moon. Someone who's saying that something never went through or something wasn't successful, that they're not partnered up with someone or that they never met up with someone in a like cheating way. They wanted to keep this secret. This is what they are not able to keep secret because somebody who is a witness or somebody who's able to prove that the Queen of Cups is being honest comes forward. So now this King of Wands in the reverse is really upset because they're going to have to pay more or they don't get as much money. Whatever this is, it's at a disadvantage because they're caught in a lie regarding a third party. Hey, Michael, how are you doing? You're welcome. We've got the Nine of Swords in the reverse. I feel like this is last minute help to the person who's being honest. So there's someone who's loyal or someone who like joins the team, right? Joins on to the lawsuit or says, hey, that happened for me too. I can back that person up. I saw that as well, or I was there, or here's the video camera evidence. Here's my journal. And it makes this Emperor have to admit that they were dishonest or they remembered it wrong or they were trying to make it sound like something that it wasn't. Womp, 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 womp. Yeah. So this is somebody who was trying to avoid paying for something they needed to pay for or didn't want things to be equitable. And the judge is like, okay, well, that's cute and all, but it's going to have to be equitable. So whoever was trying to game the system or trying to make it seem like they deserved more than they actually do, they're hearing that they're not getting that answer at all because the evidence clearly shows that they were trying to manipulate the information or make it sound like they were more innocent than they actually are. We'll put it that way. Let's see. What else do we want? We'll go with the Love Tarot. Hello, Maisie. How are you doing? What else do we have? The future. Something to say and soon. So I feel like there's someone here who provides documentation about someone with future intentions. So there's business plans or a contract actually discovered. Maybe there's somebody that, you know, brings forth some love letters, but it is somebody speaking their mind about what they want going forward and saying, I'll see you soon. That makes it clear that this emperor has lied about what they've got going on, that they did have an affair or that they did have some sort of business deal that they were hiding because of the money that they would have to pay out on that situation. Hey GP, how are you doing? From Cameroon, that's awesome. Hello Tamba, what's going on? All right, so Joshua, I'm gonna put you in just a little baby timeout, okay? Because I don't really like your tone. This is the Poe Tarot. Hey Peggy, how are you doing? Mm-hmm. We have the Chariot and the Tower. As soon as the balloon quits the earth, it is subjected to the influence of many circumstances, tending to create a difference in its weight, augmenting or diminishing its ascending power. So the emperor was pretty certain they were going to be able to win the situation or get a favorable decision or outcome because of their connections or because they felt like they controlled access to information or that they were somehow more believable. But they did not understand how many different things were actually going to be discussed or how many pieces of evidence were going to be reviewed. And therefore, whatever was a strong fortress in this person's life, maybe it's business, maybe they felt like they were really great at hiding their affair, this is crashing down because we've got the Tower. While I gazed, this fissure rapidly widened. There came a fierce breath of the whirlwind. The entire orb of the satellite burst at once upon my sight. Oh, sorry. My brain reeled as I saw the mighty walls rushing asunder. So they were super confident they were going to get what they wanted, and they don't get what they want. Ooh, he's getting excited out there, huh? All right. I love that they're recording it in seconds. You've timed somebody out for almost 2,000 seconds. Honestly, don't judge me. It's because my contacts have, like, I think got a little bit of paint in them from some art that I was doing. Don't judge me. So I need to put some new contacts in tomorrow. We've got Marigold Tarot. Hello, Patrick. How are you doing? Seven of Rings or Seven of Pentacles. Ace of Wands in the reverse. The Sun in the reverse. Two of Wands and the Eight of Cups. Yeah, this is someone who's realizing they have failed to keep the truth to themselves. They've failed to convince people to buy into whatever this illusion was, whatever they were actually investing in, or whatever they were hoping to hide has been exposed, and this decision regarding their finances has been made to their disadvantage, right? And even though they thought they were going to be able to walk away with exactly what they wanted, I don't think that they're going to end up with that because there is additional information that was found, because there was something here that made it quite clear what really had happened. So we have the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, the Knight of Cups, the Chariot, and the Three of Wands in the reverse. So I think they looked at this as a loss, but it's probably a literal loss in the sense that I think it impacts their bank account. I do feel like there's maybe for some of you an impact to somebody's love life. In other words, if this was somebody who was trying to keep secret that they had been seeing a third party, that third party may have been only dating them because of the finances that they thought that they could, expect with this person. If they're all of a sudden going to be less capable of paying, bills for that third party or, going on nice trips or whatever, they may end up realizing that they lost some of that financial situation security and this third party, whether that was a business deal or a like romantic interest, right? Hello, Lotus. How's it going? Ooh, do tell. Hello, Mommy. How are you doing? Mm-hmm. Hello, Jimmy. How are you doing? All right, let's grab. It's been a while since we grabbed a few from the meme cat or the cat meme. I can't remember how it goes. What else do we have? Thank you, Peggy. Hey, Hammer, how are you doing? Yeah, this is a resolution, a conclusion, and I don't feel like that's very good news for the King of Wands in the reverse or the Emperor. This could be somebody who tries to, appeal or ask if it can be reconsidered. But I do feel like somebody here is pretty determined to make this the decision, and the person who gets the outcome that they wanted, or at least seems to be happiest with the outcome, is that Queen of Cups. The Emperor does not get what they want because they were caught. There was information that made it clear that they were lying or misrepresenting information. I'm doing well, thank you. I hope you get some good rest. So we've got the Devil in the reverse. Someone who feels like they've been able to be victorious over a pretty difficult challenge. Handle somebody that was definitely entitled or felt like they could control the situation. I mean, that can be pretty empowering, right? Realizing that the truth can absolutely come in clutch, that sometimes you get loyalty from someone who you may not expect it from in order to make sure that justice is actually delivered. And that was the first card we got today. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes, and I will see you on the next reading. Toodles.